one of the happiest memories of my time as assistant in South Wagga was the day that the doorbell rang and I answered it, and this would have been only about 3 weeks after the parish began in February 55, and a young fellow called Kerry Fitzgerald, a younger brother of Father Tony and Father Ralph, presented me with a sheet of paper on which there were 25 names of young men. And he said, "Father," he said, "this is a list of the men who want to be a cathedral choir, and we want you to be its leader and conductor." And I suppose if I had asked the Lord of Love for a special gift to start off the parish life, nothing would have been more acceptable and welcome than that. Because whereas some priests get their relaxation in playing golf or tennis, others become rowers of boats, others find their relaxation in various avocations of one kind or another. The one that I found the most relaxing in my life as a young priest was being the trainer and conductor of a choir of young men. And the way it happened was we had been a choir, I and quite a few young priests with me and seminarians of Manly Day. We formed the liturgical choir for the ordination of Father Ralph Fitzgerald on the 10th of January 1955, and all of these young men were in the congregation and heard what a liturgical choir should be and could be, and they got together and said, well, we could do that, couldn't we? And they really did. And we went on together for 17 years, even long after I left the Cathedral of Wagga. I used to go in every Thursday night from the parish of Henty and continue the work of conducting the cathedral choir. We often went for Stedfords against various other great choirs from as far away as Cowra and Canberra. We even once gone second in Ballarat, which was one of the greatest tributes that we ever had. And I can remember Dickie Thew, who was the adjudicator in one of the greatest Stedfords in Wagga. After we made a mess of the church choir competition, we came back 2 nights later for the male choir competition. And he called me up to the stage and he said, "Young man, please forgive me, because it wasn't your fault that they made a mess 2 nights ago." But he said, "Tonight, I've never given 100 marks, how about 99.5? And we relished the clapping and the joy that came from the State Theatre in the middle of the main street of Wagga, who had experienced what, to my mind, was one of the greatest male choir performances I ever heard. And the song we sang was a 4-part version of Waltzing Matilda. And that has stayed in my mind and in my heart ever since. I wasn't so happy with the wives of the young men, because when we went down to the cathedral, they were quite happy to release their young husbands to the priest for choir practice. And when they didn't get home often until midnight, they were very cross with this young priest who took their husbands from them and had them playing up long after choir practice time. But they, with me, have such happy memories of being St Michael's Cathedral choir, and for so long. I remember Bishop Henschke saying on one occasion, he said, "I never thought when it started that it would last a year." But he said, "I have to admit that I was wrong." And our greatest joy was after midnight mass on Christmas Eve, he would come up to the choir gallery all the way just to say thank you.